And now since Google is also a partner with Samsung's ecosystem, we get access to Google Store, and there are hell lot of Welcome back to Pinkvilla Tech, and today we're going to talk about the Samsung Galaxy Watch 4. Now, in the previous video, we discussed about the Samsung Galaxy Fold 3 and the Flip 3. We've had these devices for over 2 months now. So we have had the watch just over a month now, but we've been using, or I've been using this as my daily driver on and off. And there are some of the things which I do like about the watch. There are some things that I feel should still improve. Let's start off with this video and we'll discuss if it's still worth buying the Galaxy Watch 4 when we already have many smartwatches out in the market. Now, Samsung has taken a super minimalistic design approach towards the Galaxy Watch 4, and personally I prefer that because I love things which have that minimalistic design approach, and in spite of that they look very neat and they have a very classy feel to it, and Galaxy Watch 4 is the same kind of a thing. The watch here has a proper full 1.4-inch display which supports resolution of 396 by 396, and it's an AMOLED display because of which you have true blacks. So your icons, any notifications, they just pop up. They have that lively feel to it as compared to the previous generation of watches. Though they were AMOLED, but this one's a little brighter as well, so even outdoor usage is good. And there, this extra bit of bezel that you see is the digital crown, which is now replaced as compared to the original mechanical crown that used to be featured on the Galaxy Watch series. There are 2 buttons on the side, which is true to the design language that Samsung has kept to the Galaxy Watch series, but these 2 buttons this time also house sensors for your BMI calculator. Now the bottom 2 has changed. Previously in the Galaxy Watch 4 there were multiple sensors which were housed at the bottom. This time there's just one sensor which is doing the function of all those other sensors. That makes this watch much more power efficient as compared to the older watches. And quite honestly, I'm getting 2 days of battery life from this watch, whereas on the other one I had to regularly charge the watch on a day-to-day basis. Now that also goes as a credit to Samsung and Google working together to develop the new operating system, which is Wear OS powered by Samsung. And quite honestly, a lot of things have changed. Now we'll dig into the OS and we'll talk about what has changed and what has my experience been using this watch as my daily driver. Now with the new updated OS that the Samsung Galaxy Watch ships out with, it looks completely revamped as compared to the older Tizen OS that the Galaxy Watch used to come with. Honestly speaking, it's much more better looking, much more refined, much more smoother, even as compared to Google's Wear OS. And I like that about this OS is because the other watches that the Galaxy Watch is going to be competing with have a much more refined user interface, and the Galaxy Watch 4 is not lagging behind in that department at least. The Galaxy Watch 4 comes with the newer Exynos W920 processor, which is the newer, smaller 5 nanometer processor, and it houses a 1.5 GB of RAM. Quite honestly, I was not really happy thinking about the RAM that this little guy would have, but I have not till date faced any issues in terms of lag or even the watch freezing in my day-to-day operations. And that's quite important is because when you're checking your notifications or you're expecting your watch to respond to things, it is expected to be lag-free or not freeze on you when you're trying to perform a task. And now since Google is a part of Samsung ecosystem, at least where the Wear OS is concerned, you can directly access the Google App Store from your watch, or you can access it through your phone, and you have n number of customizable options for your Galaxy Watch 4 directly available through Samsung's Galaxy Wear services. You can not only customize the watch faces directly from the wearable app service, but you can also control a lot of features of the watch directly through the app. For example, if there's any sensor that you do not want monitoring your stats during any point of a day, you can switch them off. Even GPS can be turned off. The other functions that you can control are even how your apps look on the screen. Like for example, when I swipe up, this is how my app layout is on the watch currently. For example, I can move this around to another location and that will get updated over here. I save it and it's updated. The other changes that we can do are to the watch settings directly. We can check the battery status, we can check what are the apps that are currently running on the watch. We can also remove apps. The Galaxy Watch 4 features over hundreds of workout modes, and the watch detects if you're working out maybe in the time span of 10 minutes, and it will prompt you to save that workout. Now, I don't expect that the hundreds of workout modes will be valid to you or me as a person altogether, but it does mean that the Galaxy Watch 4 does cater to a wider audience who are into different modes of workout. The feature that I use on a regular basis is the oxygen monitoring system that the watch provides, and also the heart rate sensor when I'm doing my workouts. But my favorite feature from this watch for fitness is the BMI calculator. It's able to help me to determine what is my body mass index, what is the percentage of fat I have in my body, and if I'm a person who's planning to lose down on weight or when put on muscle weight, this watch will help you get those numbers right. It might not be 100% accurate, but it's a good device to have on your wrist to give you an idea or perspective of how your workout routine is either helping or spoiling your workout. There is also sleep monitoring on the Galaxy Watch 4, but it does not only monitor sleep, but it also detects if you're snoring. And so far in my usage, the watch has not detected me snoring. So it's a good thing.
Does this even have a lie detector feature? Because this sounds like a lie.
I don't know, but I don't know. I've never really tested out that feature, but I'm sure if I switch that on, it's gonna detect a lot of snoring. Moving on. To summarize this video, my experience with the Samsung Galaxy Watch 4 has overall been very pleasant. Now, the watch is not only appealing to people who are very fitness freak or they want to keep an eye on their daily activities, but also for a day-to-day user like me, or a normal, possibly a person who works out on an average scale. This is still a good fit. Even if you're a person who does not work out, the watch is still a good accessory as your phone's extension for your calls or messages, and it will keep you posted. And even if you're a person who does not regularly work out, this watch will push you to take that extra step to add to that counter. Overall, the watch has been a very good companion for me over the days. It does give me a good battery backup of 2 days, that is with the always on display turned off. The only problem that I have with this watch right now is the charging speed. It takes 2 hours to charge from a 0 to 100. So if I time my charging cycles on the right time, I do not have any complaints. But if there is ever a time where I have to charge this watch with an intention of stepping out in maybe 20 minutes, I don't get enough of battery backup from the Galaxy Watch 4. So if you're a person who can time your charging times properly, you won't ever have a problem. But if you want a person who's always on the go, you will have to carry the charger with you. But overall, the features that the Samsung Galaxy Watch 4 sports at that price point is much more as compared to what even the new Apple Watch Series 7 has. I'm specifically talking about the BMI calculator. And if you're a person who wants to have that as an added benefit, it's a very neat tool to have on your watch directly. This is Aurelius from Pinkvilla Tech signing off. You guys have a good evening ahead.